Yahweh Sabaoth, the Lord of hosts, the God who commands heaven's armies. One of the most majestic and awe-inspiring names of God in the Bible is Yahweh Sabaoth, often translated as the Lord of hosts or the Lord Almighty. But how did this name come about? And what does it reveal about God's power and his relationship with his people? The Hebrew word Sabaoth comes from the root word a with macron be with macron, which means armies, hosts, or multitudes. In the Old Testament, it describes the armies of Israel, Numbers 1:3, the angelic armies of heaven, 1 Kings 22 verse 19, and even the stars, which are called the host of heaven, Deuteronomy 4 verse 19. When the Bible calls God Yahweh Sabaoth, it declares him as the supreme commander over every army, every angel, every star, and every nation. The first recorded use of this name is found in 1 Samuel 1 verse 3 and 1:11, in the story of Hannah. Burdened with barrenness, she went up to Shiloh and prayed, "O Lord of hosts, if you will look on the affliction of your servant and remember me, then I will give him to the Lord all the days of his life." Hannah appealed to Yahweh Sabaoth, the God who commands all heavenly forces, to intervene in her personal struggle. And God answered her prayer with the birth of Samuel, the prophet who would anoint Israel's first kings. Later in 1 Samuel 17 verse 45, David confronted Goliath and declared, "You come to me with a sword, with a spear, and with a javelin. But I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied." David understood that the true power in battle did not lie in weapons or human strength, but in Yahweh Sabaoth, the God who commands unseen armies and guarantees victory. This name became even more important in the writings of the prophets. In Isaiah 6 verse 3, when the prophet saw the heavenly throne room, the seraphim cried, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts, the whole earth is full of his glory." Here, Yahweh Sabaoth is revealed not only as a God of armies, but as the God whose holiness and glory fill the entire creation. The prophets Jeremiah, Amos, Haggai, and Zechariah used this name repeatedly, especially in times of national crisis. When Israel faced powerful enemies like the Assyrians and Babylonians, the prophets reminded them that Yahweh Sabaoth was their defender and judge of nations. For example, Jeremiah 10 verse 16 says, "The Lord of hosts is his name." And Amos 4 verse 13 declares, "The Lord, the God of hosts, is his name." These were powerful reminders that no empire, no king, and no army could stand against the commander of heaven's hosts. The title Yahweh Sabaoth was not just a name, it was a revelation of God's nature at specific times. Israel knew God as Yahweh Jireh, the Lord who provides, Yahweh Rapha, the Lord who heals, and Yahweh Shalom, the Lord of peace. But in times of war, oppression, and overwhelming battles, they came to know him as Yahweh Sabaoth, the warrior king who leads the armies of heaven and defends his people. Theologically, this name carries deep significance. It reminds us that God is sovereign over every power, spiritual and earthly. It shows that he fights for his people, not just with physical armies, but with the unseen armies of heaven. It reveals that his glory is universal, filling the heavens and the earth. Even in the New Testament, we see echoes of this truth. In James 5 verse 4, the apostle refers to God as the Lord of Sabaoth, showing continuity with the Old Testament. And in Revelation 19 verses 11 to 16, Jesus Christ is revealed as the ultimate fulfillment of Yahweh Sabaoth, the rider on the white horse, called faithful and true, leading the armies of heaven to bring final victory. This shows us that the name Yahweh Sabaoth points to Jesus, the Lord of Lords, who will one day return with the hosts of heaven to defeat evil once and for all. So what does this mean for us today? It means that no matter what battles we face, whether spiritual, emotional, or physical, we do not fight alone. The God we serve is not only our shepherd and our provider, he is the commander of heavenly armies. He is with us, fighting for us, and guaranteeing the victory. Psalm 24 verse 10 asks, "Who is this King of glory? The Lord of hosts, he is the King of glory." Yahweh Sabaoth is the God who commands creation, the God who defends his people, and the God whose glory fills the earth. The Lord of hosts is his name, victorious, sovereign, and unstoppable. Asterisk. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel for more.